we are getting closer and closer to the final objective. At this point, we'll extend the previously written program such that it takes all the quotes from the website and stores them into the database. For that, we are going to have to import the module we have created. We call it storage.py. And now let's create a main function. So if the name of our module is main, it means that that Python is running this module as a standalone application. And at this point, I will recycle the previously written for loop. I will have a range. Let's say we'll grab the first 50 quotes. First, we're going to create a quote storage object, which is storage. I forgot how we named it. It's quote storage. So storage, quote, storage, and the name of the file will be quotesdb com.db. Any name will do. Now I will run this loop. It will get a page. It will extract all the data from it. And then it will add the stuff to the database. Add quote. The first argument was the quote itself. So result is there. Or let's just call it data because it's a bit more meaningful. So data quote. The second one was the name of the author. And the last argument was the category. So we're going to read each entry, add it to the database, and we will also add some debug information to the screen, which will be the quote number and the quote author. So we see what's happening. And I think we shall also add a 1 second delay between our attempts to access the site, just to keep things polite. And for that, we're going to use a sleep function, which is located in the time module, which I have just imported here. The sleep function takes the number of seconds which we want to wait. In this case, it's just 1 second. And when it's done, it will say print, say print done. So given that there are we have this for loop here, 1 second for each, then some time. Oh wait, I missed this one here. So it will probably take about 1 minute to get this done. Let's give it a try. I'm going to run a file called Winfortune.py. Let's go. All right, the problem is that we were supposed to create a database first. Let's just recycle the previously created one. It's called quotes.db. Now let me go back here and run it again. Okay, here we go. It's interesting. I've seen this behavior before. Let's do just this. Print the whole thing. Let's give it just the first 10 entries. Apparently something is wrong. Okay, it works as expected. We see that the results are different. Let's run a very simple experiment. Okay, I've saved it. Let's run it again. We need a few more entries to get more samples. Oh, wait a second. It's not a problem. What happens is that the first quotes are indeed by Winston Churchill. So when I saw that I had this being repeated here, I thought this was a problem, but in fact this was normal behavior. Okay, don't panic. We're going to extend this a little bit. So I'm going to print the quote itself as well, but only the first 20 characters of it. So I can really make sure that things go as expected. Okay, so I won't need this. Okay, this looks all right. Now let's run it once again. As expected, we see that the author name is the same, whereas the first part of the quote is different. So now we can finally run the whole program. We have previously established that there are about 4,000 quotes in the database, so you could do this, give the for loop the instruction to go from 1 up to this number, but you will do that yourself. For now, I will just take the first 40 quotes and run it, and let's observe. Keep in mind that all of these quotes are added to the same database file, and we have added the first 3 several times, so there will be some repetitions, but this is it's not a bug, it's a feature. And while it's thinking, we can go here and have a look at the quotes.db file. It is being updated right now, and its size probably should change. Let's see. but it doesn't. And there is an explanation for that as well. If we go here, we see that actually no, the data are committed as soon as we call the add quote function. So perhaps there may be some caching involved, and the file size won't change until we explicitly close the whole thing down. Anyway, let's go back here. We are now at quote number 30. Oh yeah, now you see that the file is 8 kilobytes in size. So yes, it grows. Everything goes as planned. Notice that at times it takes a bit longer to proceed to the next quote. It may be happening because of this function here, getPage. Remember that it uses urllib to open and download a web page, and perhaps sometimes the server takes a bit longer to respond. So this function will wait for as long as it has to wait until the server provides an answer. Done. All right, so we are very close, and so far we have integrated these two functions as well as our class for interacting with databases. And yep, so far everything works as expected. I'll see you in the next tutorial.